Long time no videotape. I promised you I'd come out here. I've just parked my bicycle. The place is closed. It's just a little after, just about dark time. But this is me, Rick Worth, Sights Unseen. They even wrote it in the book here, or on the wall. See how fancy. And this is what you get to see at nighttime. You get to look through the window and you can see great, big, beautiful paintings. Let's see if I can do anything. See? Oh, I gotta sit still. I'm gonna come close to the window and sit still. Alright. Well, anyways, that painting there, that's called What's Above. And it's a local store here called Manja Manja. But anyways, we're gonna break in. I got the key. And there's all these other couple of paintings in here, and I'm gonna shrink us back down. And we're gonna go in and check out Rick Worth's Sights Unseen. This is where I was. If you look familiar, the place looks familiar. This is where I hung out during the hurricane. And I learned I gotta keep this camera at a certain spot or it'll act up. And we also, I think, need to turn on all our lights. Oop, maybe not. Is there another light? Is there another mess of lights somewhere? Give me 1 second. This thing might have its own kind of light in it, but I don't see. Oh well, let's just see if we can get through this real fast. They're night paintings, so maybe they'll carry their own light. Of course they won't. Let me go and see where the lights are in this house. Oh, let's see what you think. That did it. All right. It's a beautiful gallery. Excuse me. Listen, I can't talk. And when you do night paintings, or when I do a show, I wanted it to look, kind of, a big painting, some space and big paintings like they do in the real world. But this is a fun picture. Manja Manja, it's a local place downtown. It's just a wonderful little picture. It's like a surrealist work. And it's realism and it's surreal. It's got all kinds of stuff going on, but it's just a wonderful play of, it's called What's Above. And then we have this one here. It's just dinghies. These are dinghies at the side of a place here called Turtle Crawls. And it's a nice, wonderful little picture. And of course, right around the corner from me, during the hurricane, this is one of my neighbor's houses, had been succumbed by a giant sapodilla tree. And of course, this wonderful fan palm. And this one here is called Lean on Me. So the house made it through, but the tree didn't make it. And these are friends of mine's house that live over by the southernmost point. And there's a lot of light about the studies of light and darkness in this particular show. But it's not really studies. It's just, I like painting different times of day. And this here is in the afternoon when it's nice and hot and bright. And this is what their porch just lights up, and it's real hot. You could just feel it, right? Okay, and so we come over here. This was everybody's favorite. And I can't turn my camera sideways or I would lose the particular focus. But this is of a house here in town over on William Street. And it's just a night painting, and it's like a Rembrandt. So this is in the dead of the night, and the only light is a street lamp. And they also have uplighted their house with some kind of halogen lighting. And a little bit of the yellow lighting too, because it's amber. All right, and here's a giant picture here. This one here. Let's see if we can get to where we don't have any glare on it. And I really can't see how far we have to go to lose the glare. All right, but anyways, this is a wonderful picture. I just call it Born Free, and it's a backcountry painting. And it's just, you know, some seagulls and birds or whatever they are would be flying off in there. It's a nice big painting. And of course, here comes another night painting right here. And this one here, I just, excuse me, I just call this one here red, I think it's red orchid, you know. So it's just really pretty, little cute little thing. And it's a painting where it's actually, this lighting is coming from the north. It's pretty cool. And we come over here, and this is kind of like an abstract picture. And this is what Little Palm Island used to look like when you approached it from the ocean. And this was a wonderful place where we used to eat and sleep. And, you know, it costs a lot of money to stay out there. It's just a beautiful place called Little Palm Island. And, of course, it's an abstract where it actually is, this is someone's boat. And the dock out there that's usually lit up with this little green light, and this is where you eat, it's back in there, and people, you know, all these little lights on the seat, this is where you're seated. So if you've been out there, you would know what that was. It's just interesting. And then, of course, this painting here, I don't know if you can see it very well. It's called Private Access, and it looks like there is a big burn, a big burn on it. But anyways, this is like an end of a pathway type of thing. Yeah, I can see it just has too much light on it. But let's see how far I can get away where it'll stop. Not very placed, nowhere at all. But anyways, this is a cool picture. And this was also at Little Palm Island. And I don't know if I've told you this, but Little Palm Island got blown off the face of the earth. And so it's going to take a few years before this place ever comes back alive. But it's still a beautiful little painting. And here we have these wonderful pelicans. I paint just about anything, and I will paint anything. And you can see there's a variety of pictures here. But this here's a nice little pelicans. I call them the 5 musicians. You know, we know that what the 4 musicians are. This is just 5. They just look like this guy was crooning. And you know, and I paint in a situation where you can get really close to them. And you can see just how simple. It's just about paint stroke. Ooh, see my shadow. But you know, when you get up close to things, you will find just how simple they really are. You know, and so when you come back, as you come back into things, they get tighter and tighter and tighter, like it was, you know, really detailed. But in reality, you know, it's just made up of wonderful bunches of paint strokes. And that's what I teach. I teach people how to be free. So that is my show. I'm going to do a quick little doohickey around. Right, and there's the doors and the windows to the outside, right? There's that beautiful night painting over there. And then we can end it. I don't know if you can even see it, but there's some kind of writings. I'll sit here for a second. But it tells a little story about me. What does it say? Missouri-born artist Rick Worth has made Key West his island home since the early 80s, arriving by bicycle from a Miami bus terminal, and eventually settled in a 42-foot bumboat in the basin historically known as Houseboat Row. I wanted to become an artist, not a waiter, he said, and his humble home afforded that very thing. Spending much time outdoors and working for the Mark House, who gave the artist his first studio, where his desire for painting began showing up in the neighborhood cars and walls. I call the streets of Key West my gallery, he says. Over 30 years of festivals and fundraisers and fantasies, Rick has become a one-man go-to for anyone needing help. His work can be found all over the Keys, Key West, and private collections. The painting boot camp classes he teaches are designed to give a beginner a true taste of a painting experience. In Rick's words, this current group of paintings are an expression of busting out, going big and stretching my legs, and I enjoy making beautiful things. And even more, I enjoy sharing them with the community that helped raise me. Bum, bum, bum. That was it. All right, so what do you think? It's wonderful little paintings. I just love this show. It just looks, I love it. Here, this one doesn't look so terrible now. Look way down deep into this painting. It's a wonderful picture. It's fun. This is where you used to come into this. This would be the other side of this dock that we showed here. But it's kind of fun. It's very simple. But again, it's one of those paintings that you're allowed to get right up into and just see how simple the painting really is. You know, it's fun when you're allowed to get up there. It's one of mine. I'm allowed to touch it if I want to. Dun, dun, dun. So I like to say that my style is kind of realistic, but at the same time, I like it to be like in a type of impressionist. All right. Well, anyways, this is Rick Worth signing off from Key West, Florida, where he got to do a show down here and show off his work. Anyways, best to you guys. I love you. Bye.